you might not be here if you have power outages, but we're really happy that you all could join us here tonight. Also would invite you, if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the chat. Dee will be moderating that as we go along, and she'll let me know if you have any questions. We want this to be about you and for you. This is a new monthly feature. We're trying it out, and basically some topics of interest and anything that we can do to share tips and inspire you. So if you even have some ideas for future topics you want us to cover, let us know that as well. So tonight we are going to talk about what to do if you get stuck. Who's been stuck ever in anything in life, right? I see a lot of hands going up. Funny thing, I looked up earlier today, on average, like 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by the second week of February. So here we are, just in that realm of the second week of February. And I think what I love about our program is that it really takes your New Year's resolution to a whole new level, right? And it gives you an integrated approach to your nutrition and also your mindset. And it gives you the benefit of having an awesome coach to guide you on your journey, and this wonderful community that we can come together and leverage with each other. So a couple of things, I have a few people lined up to speak tonight. And if, like I said, if we have time, we'll answer questions at the end. And one of the people, I don't know, Ann Berth, are you here with us? If you can unmute yourself. Let me see.
Yep, I'm here.
You are here. Okay, so Ann is one of my clients in Marietta, Georgia, and she and I recently had a conversation actually about her being a little stuck. So would love for you, Ann, to share with us, how that conversation went and what was the result of it.
Okay. Well, so the week before I spoke with Lisa, I had missed our call, and I thought, well, that's okay, because I had gone off track a little bit, and I kept thinking, I can get myself back on track. I can do this by myself, but I would get back on program for 2 days and then get off again. I couldn't get that momentum to get back on. And so I was relieved when we finally connected, and Lisa and I talked about some strategies, and one of the strategies was to write my future self a letter. And it took me a couple days to do it. At first I thought, oh, it's a good idea. Then I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. But anyway, I wrote the letter, and I would like to share it with you all. So this is where I feel I'll be on Easter. So I wrote this on February 9th. Dear Anne, happy Easter and congratulations. The feeling of accomplishment and sticking to something important feels so good, doesn't it? You were able to overcome stress and obstacles to get to that point, and look at all the benefits. 1, your blood sugar is under control with minimal medication. 2, your risk of heart disease and other illnesses have decreased. 3, you are energetic and fit. 4, your skin looks amazing. 5, you did it. Read this and keep going. Love, Anne. Oh, and I have to say, I look at this every day. I look at it several times a day, and it's really helped ground me and keep me on track. So if you feel like you're stuck, I think this is a good tool to get yourself back on track. So.
Such a beautiful letter, Anne. Thank you for sharing that. And tell us a little bit about your journey so far. So what is your total weight loss so far?
So far, 60 pounds. And yeah. And I would say the holidays I got off track. That's where I got a little bit cocky, and I thought, oh, I'm doing good. And even when I gained 5 pounds, people were saying to me, oh, you look so great. And so, but then 5 turned into 10, and then I really knew that I was off track and had to get back on. So and it makes a difference too. I wasn't feeling as energetic as I had been on program. I was starting to get tired again. Just my skin wasn't looking as good. So, so many things. So, and I thought about too, the goals that got me on the program, which, some have changed a little bit, but overall it's health. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to play with my granddaughter and future grandchildren and get up off the floor when I'm playing with her. And so that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, what a beautiful job reconnecting to your why you want to get healthy and what you want to do. And it's about so much more than the number on the scale, right? You talked about all the different effects, right? You felt less energetic, and even though people were complimenting you, right, you knew you had not quite gotten to where you wanted to be. Excuse me. So, and what's your ultimate goal? You're headed toward Easter.
Another 20, and then I'll kind of reevaluate and see if I can go lower or should go, lower than that. But 20 is my 20 more by Easter. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Anne. And one of the key things you said was, you missed that call from your coach, and you were like, yeah, maybe I don't need to talk to my coach, right? And that's what we'd say, you guys. If you think you don't need to talk to your coach, that is absolutely when you need to talk to your coach.
You need to talk. That's exactly right.
Because we're in this with you for the long game, right? It's not about it's let's talk about what's going on and let's get you back to where you want to be.
Yeah, it's not about don't be embarrassed to call your coach or reach out, because it's the one lifeline that will get you back on track. So
yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Anne. Really appreciate you sharing tonight.
Happy to.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. How inspiring was that, you guys? Seriously, give Anne some love in the chat. She's just been an inspiration to me too. And I told her so our weekly call is on Thursdays. And so I talked to her earlier tonight, and I said, I always learn something from her and feel inspired by her. And I think Emily Liner is here, and she's going to talk a little bit about that client coach relationship as well. And Emily, Emily is a coach on my team, and she and I have known each other, as long as she's on program, have become friends. And she is, I call her the queen of getting herself unstuck, because she will come to the phone and say, I've been stuck and here's why. So Emily, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Hey, everybody. So I have, like Lisa said, I'm kind of the queen of getting stuck, and then also the queen of getting myself unstuck. So, and I have also had a couple clients that have really been struggling with this lately, just coming off the holidays. And there really are, I thought about this earlier. There's really 4 main things that I think really help to kind of get us unstuck when we get to that point. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is, most people equate being stuck with the nutrition component of the program. So, we have a bad meal, we have a bad weekend where we kind of get off track with the food, and then we feel guilty. We feel like we're stuck. We see that number on the scale go up. But really, there's so much more to this program than just the food. And so, I like to think about it as, if you have $100 and food is only $25 of that, losing $5 from that food budget is really nothing in the whole scheme of things, with your $100. So why give up on all the other components? Why not stay consistent with what you can and do the best you can to just kind of get yourself through that period of being stuck, whatever that is. And sometimes we get stuck more, with our mindset too. And that can happen, but just remembering that there's so much more than just that one component, and really, staying consistent and as fully integrated as we can. So decide what you can do. If you are just having trouble like following the eating, say to yourself, this is what I can do this week. I can commit to doing my lean and green for dinner, but I don't know if I'm going to get all those feelings in. I'm going to do the best I can, but just telling yourself what you can do and making a commitment to do that. And that definitely helps kind of get you back on track. And then your why. And I know Anne and Lisa both talked about this, and just, reassessing or, revisiting your why. And I know for me that why changed a couple of times. So it's not always going to be the same, like from the time you start your journey until you're done. because this is a journey. It's not like you're going to run a mile and get to a goal and be done. So your why is something that could, consistently change over time. For me, it was my wedding. When I first started a program, I wanted to look good, on my wedding day, and I wanted to feel good about myself. And I started a program right after we took our engagement photos, and I just was really not feeling good about myself. We got married last December. So my why is very different now because that wedding has come and gone. And now, looking forward to having a healthy pregnancy at some point in the near future, and, just setting myself up to be a healthy mom and just healthy in general, and, able to love and enjoy life. And I feel better, and I am nicer when I am, plugged into the program and eating the way I'm supposed to, and being healthy and living that lifestyle. So just reassessing your why and changing it up if you need to a little bit, or adding new reasons why. And then I think keeping it fun and creative is really helpful too. I like to try new recipes and think of different ways that I can kind of challenge myself. So one of my clients, and she's now one of my very close friends, Shannon, we both have kind of been stuck since the holidays, and 2 weeks ago decided to do the Fat Burn Blitz together. And so we were texting each other every day. And that's kind of where that integration and keeping in contact with your coach comes in handy too, because even as a coach, I get stuck, and my clients can help me kind of get through those things, myself. And so just checking in with her, we kind of like started just like we would somebody brand new on day one. So we started texting each other every day, reminding each other to drink water, sharing what we were having for our lean and grain, and just, that can kind of keep it fun and exciting, bounce recipes off of each other, and just, keep it fun. And then the fourth thing, and then I'll be done, is really pay attention to the non-scale victories that you're having. So I lost all of my weight, my big chunk of weight, 33 pounds in the first 3 months on program. And then I kind of got stuck, and I just decided I was ready to go into kind of more of a maintenance mode and see how I did keeping the weight off. I kept the weight off for over a year, and it felt really good, and really, it was a huge accomplishment for me to be able to do that. But even now I haven't lost too much more weight. So just a couple more pounds in these last few months, trying to get back to it. And I'm still seeing so many non-scale victories. So don't pay so close attention to, being absolutely perfect with the food. Like, don't give yourself guilt, and don't weigh yourself every day and really focus on that number, because that number means nothing in the whole scheme of things. I'm healthier and happier, and I have less body fat, and I am smaller in inches than I've ever been at the same weight before. And I just told Lisa earlier, I had a really funny thing happen last night. I went to walk my new puppy outside, and I zipped up my jacket as I was talking to my husband and walked outside. And I got outside and realized I've never, like probably in 10 to 12 years, been able to fully zip up my jacket, a jacket that fit me on my upper body, because my hips have always been a struggle. I'm just curvy. And I didn't realize till it was like already on and I was outside, and that felt really good to say, oh my gosh, it's winter and my jacket is zipped up all the way and it fits. So huge non-scale victories all along the way. Even if you're not losing weight and you feel like you're not doing a good job, just remember to stay consistent and give yourself grace in the process.
Oh, Emily, thank you. So awesome. Seriously, you guys, I mean, the whole thing about the client and coach interaction and having somebody along on the journey with you. I mean, if you don't have a friend with you, there's friends here to make, right? You can make friends with your coach or bring a friend along, because it's so fun to do it together, like Emily was talking about. And I love what you said too about what can I do, right? Whenever you're stuck in anywhere, it's stop, challenge, choose, right? What can I do? Because there's always something. And if you can just take one step forward in contending for your health, and if all you can do is make sure you get your water every day, there is a ripple effect, and one healthy habit leads to another. So try not to like overwhelm yourself, but do it, one step at a time. And then another thing I like that you mentioned, Emily, was about mindset. And you guys, the mindset tools we have are second to none. Your life book is your one of your biggest tools in changing your mindset. And if you're kind of in that stuck mode and you're looking for a place to go, first of all, you don't have to go through your life book in a linear fashion. You don't have to start at element 1. You can, but you can jump around in it. And element 4, building a healthy mindset, is a really great place to start if you're feeling kind of stuck, or you feel like, oh, this isn't working for me, I want to take a break, or I don't like the fuelings, or this or that, or whatever, right? Because the fuelings are just a tool to get you to a healthy weight. And they're going to help. They make it simple for you so you can work on your mindset. So if you go to element 4 in your life book and you love that, then go to element 23, because that's a great add-on to element 4 around mindset and shifting yourself out of that stuckness. That's a word. And the other thing you mentioned, Emily, I think I want to touch on is the number on the scale. We know the number on the scale is important, and it is one data point, you guys, in this journey. It is one data point. So if the number on the scale isn't moving, take your measurements, take some more pictures in the clothes when you started, put on some different clothes, right? And see how they fit. Look at your skin, look at different elements, because you will notice changes in your body, even if the scale is not moving. So there's a wider variety of information that you can take to prove to yourself that you are changing. So thank you again, Emily, appreciate it. All right, our next special guest is Beth Campbell, who is a coach on my team, and she was a client first and very quickly moved into coaching. And so I have Beth coming in to share with you, how she made that decision, why she made that decision, and how it has impacted her own health journey. So Beth, are you there?
Yes. Yeah. Right
awesome.
Here.
Oh, and there's Wayne.
Yeah.
We get a twofer. Hi, Wayne.
He just snuck in.
I love it. Oh, glad you're here. That's awesome.
Well, Lisa and I were talking about this week on our weekly call about being stuck, and this call tonight. And I had to pause and reflect and realize that I started the program in August. And since then, I have not yet experienced being stuck. And I don't think it's because of me and that I have this, personal discipline to not get stuck. What I truly believe, and it was Lisa nudging me along, and it took about 3 or 4 weeks for me to become a coach. But when I became a coach, my experience went from just looking at myself and my own health and my own journey to the journey of other people. And yes, our clients are responsible for their own progress. They're responsible for their own health and their why. But there is a sense of wanting to wrap my arms around them to help them and encourage them. And I think it just trickled over to me that there was an even greater passion for me to stay on plan, for me to stay healthy. The gentleman sitting next to me happened to be my first client, which was very helpful because living in the same house, you're really accountable to yourself and to someone else when they're starting the program. So, I love the aspect of what's happened to us as a family, and the victories that we have seen on the scale, the non-scale victories that we've experienced in just our health and embracing life and the fun and adventure of being together and outdoors and healthy and active. But what I've also just loved is seeing and being a part of someone else's success. It's their success, but being able to be along with them in a really authentic and genuine way. I have to believe that's the reason why I haven't gotten stuck yet.
Oh, awesome. So Beth, share with us your and Wayne's results so far.
Yes, I lost 48 pounds, and my husband just trailblazed past me the last couple of weeks, and he has just hit 55 pounds. So, it has been an amazing difference in our life individually, but, you know, even our life, I would say definitely, you know, as a family, because, you know, we're healthier. And, you know, just a side note, I've got a pretty small, I just achieved senior coach last month. So I've got a pretty, you know, small group, but building on my clients. But the great thing is that my husband's family, who's my family now, are on the program. And we just, right before this call, my second client, which was my brother-in-law, who's now a coach, I was just with him. We did a health assessment together, and he just signed up 2 additional family members. So our family of Campbells is growing in great health. So that's incredibly exciting. Really, really exciting. Had to share it.
Look at that ripple effect, you guys. That is amazing. And you two are just glowing. I swear, every time I see you, you're glowing more. It's so fun to see. It has been so fun to partner with you on this journey and to see. So Beth, if anybody out there is thinking about coaching and they're a little bit fearful of it, you know, what would you say? Like, think back to when we were talking about it and I kept saying, I see you as a coach. I think you're going to be great. You know, tell me about the thought process that led you to finally make the decision.
Yes. Well, and it is natural to just like want to just like put your, you know, my heels, I kept telling Lisa, my heels are so dug into, you know, the ground. I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready because I, in my own head, thought, how am I going to, I just started my journey, you know, how am I going to empower someone else or guide someone or help someone? But it is almost instant that, first of all, you see what the program does for yourself. But when you take your eyes off yourself and you look at, wow, this could really help somebody else, it changes your view of not just success, but let me see how I'm going to put this. It changes your view, not just of the program, but of literally how you can change people's lives. And it's subtle. It doesn't have to be, you know, you're in someone's face talking about it. It just sort of naturally occurs because you're so personally excited about it. And then, you know, I think, Lisa, I always so appreciate when you say, you know, you got to glow. And I think it's just because I'm just so much happier and I feel so much better and I'm healthier. But that happens quickly because I thought, oh, you know, yeah, I'll be a coach. Give me a couple of months. And then, you know, 3 or 4 weeks, I was like, well, tell me about this again. Tell me about the coaching. So, you know, I dove into it, but it really is all about how easy it is to share because it's just who you are. It's just a part of you. So any of you that are thinking about becoming a coach and might feel a little hesitant or feel like, you know, what would I have to offer? You have so much to offer because of what's transforming in your own life and how you can share that with other people. It's just, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Beth and Wayne. Appreciate you being here. All
Thank
right, you guys, let me just check in with you, Dee. Do we have any questions?
There hasn't been anything specific. If you guys do have a question tonight regarding somebody, I know somebody at the beginning of the call said, hey, I'm super stuck. We're happy to try to coach you through that if there's a specific something you're hitting up against, or if you guys just have a question about anything related to your program and your journey. This is really for you and your time.
Yeah, I think while we're waiting for a question to come in, I want to address something that I know has come up in terms of, we've got some delays, you guys, right? Everything, I don't know, I ordered a Valentine's gift and it still hasn't come in. It's February 18th. So everybody around the country is experiencing shipping delays. So I would just encourage you, and I know we've got some product outages, right? And we're having supply chain issues, just like just about everybody else across the country for anything you do. So I just want to encourage you to think about that as it's not an obstacle. It cannot be the reason why you deviate. So I would just say, you know, we have to kind of roll with it, stop, challenge, choose, right? And make a decision to lean into your coach and the other structure in the program. Because there are things that you can do and you can be coached through it. And it's not a one size fits all. So again, that's where that individual interaction with your coach who can ask you some questions and kind of talk about what's going on and things along the way as things come up, right? But especially with that. So don't let your brain kind of fool you into thinking that this is a reason or a sign that, that something is going wrong. It really is all about staying connected to why you're here, why you're on the program. Write yourself a letter. I mean, calculate it. If you've got however much weight you want to lose, the average weight loss on program is 10 to 12 pounds. Let's call it 10 pounds a month, right? If you've got 40 pounds, that's 4 months out. Where do you want to see yourself 4 months from now? And if you start envisioning it that way and working back, it's so much easier to stay connected to the, the non-sexy, mundane things that you have to do every single day. We have to drink our water. We have to fuel our body every 2 to 3 hours, right? And it's all those really simple things done day in and day out with consistency that ultimately get us to that finish line, if you will, of the next step in our journey, because it's never over. We're always making new goals and contending for our health. So any questions come in?
Yeah, there's two things. Somebody asked about the Fat Burn Blitz that Emily referenced. And there is a post in Eat, Live, and Be Optavia about this. It's not really anything official. Basically, what it's doing is asking us to go back to the basics with the plan and using the leanest proteins, the lowest carbohydrate vegetables, just having 1 bar a day, using mostly powdered fuelings. It's just something that tends to work when we go really, really, really simple with the program. So if you want to take a look at that in the search bar, just put Fat Burn Blitz in our Facebook group and you'll be able to get more details on it. And then Lisa, there's another question in here that for those of you who shared that get stuck, how do you shift the mindset to be more positive? It's easy to focus on what we have done wrong and to be hard on ourselves. What's your suggestions for more positive self-talk?
Yeah, that is a great question. Again, you guys, I'm going to, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I'm going to send you straight to your life book, right? Element 4, that healthy mindset. Because what Dr. Anderson talks about is being the dominant force in your life. And when you are the dominant force in your life, you are more able to take control of your brain. And our brains are fickle. Our brains want us to, our brains keep wanting to pull us to our comfort zone, even if our comfort zone is where we kind of beat ourselves up or engage in that loop of negative thinking, right? And so just like we have to train our bodies, we have to train our brains. Our bodies need to learn to adjust to eating 6 times a day and drinking 64 ounces of water. Our brains need to adjust to a new way of thinking, and that doesn't happen overnight. So I call this fueling for your brain. Small portion controlled meals of your life book, this daunting little book. We just want you to go in there 2 to 3 pages a day, 5 minutes a day, whatever it is. But if you do it every day, you start to see the compounding effect of working on your mindset a little bit every day, just like you're working on changing your body composition and your health a little bit every day. So it's so important, right? And stop, challenge, choose it all day long, because that's a great habit to get into too. But when you kind of go in and dig a little bit deeper about what is a healthy mindset, how do we, element 23, how do we master our thoughts and our emotions? There's kind of a science to this, just like there is a science to the program, and it can be done, but it's creating a new habit.
I want to share, Lisa, really quick, something that you kind of coached me through at one of the points when I was stuck, and it was really a mindset stuck at that point. And I remember telling Lisa, I'm so good at eating the food, and I'm so good at, having our weekly call every day for 18 months, or every week for 18 months. And I'm just really bad at drinking water. And I want to be one of those people that just takes a water bottle everywhere. And you told me, well, be that person. Tell yourself that you're that person. So I wrote on my bathroom mirror, I am a girl that takes her water bottle with her everywhere she goes. And I have gotten so much better at drinking water because I tell myself every day, I'm the girl that drinks her water. And that has just kind of reversing that thought process. Instead of saying, I just can't do this, I'm just not good at that. Telling yourself you are, and you become what you say you are to yourself. So.
Yeah, powerful. Thank you for, I don't remember saying that to you, but it sounds like something I would say. What else, you guys?
Well, that is actually it. There are a couple quick questions in there that we can try to address in the Facebook group, but I show that we're right at 8:30. So we definitely want to respect everybody's time this evening.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight. This was great. And thank you especially to Anne and Emily and Beth for sharing beautiful stories and tips. Appreciate you all. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. We're doing these monthly. So if you like them, let us know in the Facebook group that you like and what you see.